Okay. Let's see if this is going to work this time. I'm putting the camera up here so that you guys can see what I'm actually going to do from that view. And then I'm trying to, okay, oh, here we are here. Okay, I'm trying to pull it up on my laptop so then I can see your comments. Okay, there's gonna be kind of a lag here. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this, you guys. Okay, it's working. So if you can see me and hear me, I'm hoping that I will be able to see your comments and stuff on my laptop. So I bought this at a yard sale and I did share it in a live, but the live didn't download correctly. So you can find it on my YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure. But so I liked it the way it is, and I kind of thought I would show how I picture it. So I'm doing kind of sides. And this thing is very heavy. And so this is how I got it. It's kind of got a yellow tint, if you guys can tell by that. It's great the way it is, but I picture it, I wanted it to look more like this. So older and more like kind of stone-ish, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna show you how I got it to look like this with 3 paint colors. So let me come back here. I did this, so it started as this, and then we're gonna start, I'm gonna show you, is that in the screen? It's so funny because my laptop, you guys, is, it's kind of on a lag. So this might be a little, okay. I'm just hoping this works because then you can actually see what I'm doing. So what I did is I'm first going to, let's just do this side so then you guys can see it. Okay. Okay. So I'm first going to put a coat of this. I'm just using French Linen by Dixie Belle Paint. You could use whatever paint you have, or you could buy some craft paint. I'm trying to show you the color that I used. I tried a few different ones, and this was the one that kind of gave me the look that I was going after. So I am just going to paint. You could do this all in one thing, but, oh, am I moving that? Sorry. In one setting. But I like to work, when I'm doing something like this, each side on its own. But this base coat, obviously, you could do all in one. But I kind of wanted to show you guys what I was doing after it took me a few paint colors. But I think I found the easiest way to do it. Trying not to move that camera. So you just want to get in all the nooks and crannies and cover it. Like I said, the way I found it, it was really pretty. But just to fit our house a little more, I just wanted to change the color a little bit. So I put a coat of this on, and I cover it pretty well. I mean, if you didn't get it perfect, it's okay, because you're going to be adding other stuff to it. So I'm closing this, just closing my paint here, and then I'm just gonna wrap my paintbrush in plastic, just because I am not fully done with it, and then it won't dry out. So I'm just gonna put that there, and then I'm gonna switch this over to, you guys see that? The side that I already have painted and it's dried. So the next 2 things I'm going to use is, we have these on hand. So it's a darker brown craft paint and then black. And then I will show you, I just put my hand in that paint. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay. So I just have some scrap paper here, and I folded it over so it doesn't seep through. And I'm just gonna put a little dollop. Is anybody singing the Daisy song commercial? A little dollop of Daisy. Okay, and then just some black here. And you don't need a lot. And I like to use these kind of, I think they call them chip brushes for something like this. Just because I'm pretty, I'm pounding, I just don't want to ruin any of my good brushes. So I like to use these for something like this. And let me set this here. So it's going to be a dry brush, which I will show you what that is. I kind of mixed in the beginning the brown and black. I wish anybody else used to watch Bob Ross. Like, he made... So it kind of became a darker brown. So you could definitely pick up a darker brown. I was just trying to get it, use what I had on hand. And so dry brushing means you're going to take most of that excess paint off. And then you're just going to start hitting it with the paintbrush. And now when you have things like this that have, they're kind of raised, in those areas, that's where the paint's going to pick up, and that's what you want, because as something like this would age over time, that is the areas that would pick up like the dirt or the grime anyway. So that's what you want to do. So now on this side, it's picking up more of the black paint. So I'm going to add just more of the brown. Can you guys see my paper down here? You guys, I am shorter, so it's hard for me to see. This camera is way up high, so it's hard for me to see if, I think it's working. So I just want to pick up some of the brown, more of the brown here on some of these areas. So I'm kind of, I just want a little more, there we go. Just a little more brown. And then I always keep a cloth next to me. You can see how I've rubbed it off, and this is all trial and error. If you kind of got it too much on there, but I think the brown, I also have a spray bottle too. If I get too heavy with the paint, I can always use a spray bottle quickly, and it'll kind of, it will come off a little bit. But I think the brown and the black just make it look a little more realistic. And just gives me more. Oh, I should have shown you the picture. So if you guys, if you're ever on Restoration Hardware, they have beautiful things. And I actually saw one of these after I picked this up. And it just, on their site, I think it was $100 and some. And I found this at a yard sale. Anyway, it just had more of this color. And I thought it would just look so much better than this yellow. Can you guys see that? For where I will use it in our home. And so that's why I decided to paint it. So even if you, so right there I got too heavy with the black. So I will just dab some paint, or some water, sorry, on my towel, and just kind of, I'll let that dry before I work with it. So even if you don't love a color of something, when you pick it up, you can always change it. You can always paint it. It's okay. Furniture, home decor stuff like this. But do you see here where it's got kind of the brown and the black? I just think if it was just the black or just the brown, it just doesn't look as realistic, if that makes sense. So this side, but like here, I feel like there's too much brown. So I just want to add a little more of the black over it, just so it's kind of layered. I just want a little more of the black over here. And then if that's too dark, you can always use a towel. You could even use wipes. And if you got it too far gone where you just didn't like it at all, you can always paint it over. So I would just see, like here, that's a perfect example. So I'm gonna wipe this down, but I think, well, let's see if I can get it. Oh, I might be able to get it. If this looks way too gray, I will just start all over with this, just in this area, let it dry, and then do this all over again. it really doesn't take long. You just kind of have to play with it in the colors and see what you get. Use what you have on hand. I mean, gosh, I'm sorry if I keep moving this. I'm kind of hitting this hard. Use what you have on hand so you don't have to go out and buy. This is my daughter's stash of stuff. Her little paints and this paintbrush. So here I definitely will start over with this and then just do this whole process over. Another tip when you're doing something like this is when you're doing this a side, do the entire side. I will show you what I mean by this if hopefully I don't get full of paint. So I've done this side, but I didn't do up here because I was messing with this side for a while. I had tons of colors on here, but now I'm gonna have to try and match this up here, which is not gonna be horrible. I'm just gonna go through the same process, but it's just easier if you do one whole side on its own, or one whole side together, if that makes sense. So then you're not trying to have to perfectly match this to this up here. So do the entire side or entire piece before moving on to another side. So then, you guys see that? Let me move this over. And again, it was pretty the way it was. I just wanted it to, after I saw that piece on Restoration Hardware, I just liked it that much better. So I will wait before I put this on that little area that I did. I will wait till that completely dries. And then I will do these edges as well, but I will treat those as their own side. So I won't do those until I'm flip it over and can actually do it. And then the top, I will do the same thing. The top may be a little bit harder just because it's more flat. You don't have these raised areas that pick up the black and brown paint as easy, but just keep a water bottle near you and an old rag and you're good to go. I'm trying to hang on to this camera pole and paint because I know it's moving. I'm sorry about that. Should have put it on. I don't know what I would have put it on. There we go. So then this will be ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna check. Let me see if there are any messages or any questions. Yes, if I can see questions on here on my laptop. Don't worry, yeah, you can always catch it later. I leave them on here and then I always put them on my YouTube channel as well. Thank you for sharing, Joanne. Oh, you're from Kansas. Hello in Kansas, hello in Canada, and hello from Des Moines. Hello, Des Moines. We are in Iowa too. Okay, do you guys have any questions? I thought I'd just share kind of, whenever I do little projects like this, I think they're fun for me to share and I can kind of share something new in a process with you guys. I think that there is a lag, so, and if you think somebody that may like this, share this video. Okay, I think, I'm just trying to look. Like I said, I'm super short, so I can barely see on there. But yeah, I will keep working on this. And then I will post a photo of it all done. This is still drying. And you can see here, I didn't get it. It's like the paint didn't cover here, but that's okay. For something like this, that's okay. You kind of want different colors and variations, but yeah, I will share a photo of this when I'm all done and it's all dry, hopefully by the end of this week. So, okay guys, if you have any questions or you're watching on replay, let me know. Just put in the comments, #replay, and I will come back in here, of course, to check the questions and comments. So that's all I have for today. Hope you guys have a great Monday.